Yeah.
So I'm just, normally before my rides in the morning, unless it's a really early start, I do a bit of coaching, which I find tend to do before or after my rides, and I tend to find the morning is normally more productive.
Yeah.
Hi guys, so today we're gonna bit of a dual purpose of this video. I'm gonna illustrate how how the coaching software I use to do my coaching. So this is Cycling Analytics, and I'm also it's going to be a bit of an advert about me and where I'm currently at in my physiology in preparation for my racing, and so talk about a few things around my training and nutrition for this block that follows on nicely from the last video I did about my VO2 block. So we have this you can see this week here that was just kind of first after the recovery week, getting used to some my new bike, and that first week didn't feel good. So it's like my the new VO2 Max I'd attained from that VO2 Max block. It takes it seemed about 2 weeks before I kind of really realised the benefits. So it's kind of getting those peripheral adaptations so peripheral, by which we mean in the muscles, like rather than just the heart and blood. So we can see this first week here, not a massive week. It didn't really do anything mega that week because a lot of travelling was actually quite stressful, but still 23 hours. This load here, this is exactly the same algorithm as Training Peaks CTL number. So that's actually still decent enough week there, just to kind of get some blood volume back and get back into the swing of things. A little bit of riding at my new FTP, or near around that, and kind of figuring out how much the increase really was and what it felt like out on the road. But that first week, aerobically not feeling that good after having to ease off quite a bit after the VO2 block. So this second week here, so where we're going to start this analysis, back on speed play cleats. That's for another video. So this is the third week in the block, as we can see here. So I'm gonna have a look at this ride here. So this is a 6-hour ride, and so we'll scroll down here. So this is just showing you the layout of Cycling Analytics. There you've got total time, moving time, here you've got average power, and this is the time in so I use a 3-zone system. So that's like your zone 1 up to LT1, your zone 2 there up to FTP /CP, and then above CP there. So you've got 49 minutes above. So here we go. This graph here for analysis. So we can, quite often what I'll do if I'm wanting to look at this carefully, I'll get rid of something. So get rid of elevation, it's clearer. Get rid of cadence there because it's not so relevant. Also get rid of speed. I didn't actually have my heart rate monitor either, but now then you can quite clearly see the efforts, and you can see we've got a little bit of a ride to the bike shop, spend a while in the bike shop, then got open upper, we've got 1 20-minute, 2 22-minute, and another 20-minute effort there. So, and then like an open back upper because there was so much gap there. So, as you can see there, we've got 20, 20, and 22-minute sweet spot efforts. So I'm going to show you how easy. So I'm going to delete all these one at a time. Delete. And then I'm going to show you how easy it is to find them. So you go and find intervals, and this is something that you cannot do on Training Peaks. So you go 20, and then you go find. So now I'm going to save all of them except that last one, because that last one was actually so we'll remove that last one because that last one was actually 22 minutes. Then we go save all, and then we'll just go find 1 by 22. 1 by 22, find, save. Okay, so that quickly now, so you can see is that these first two kind of on the flat. That last second one had a lot of headwind in because I find it easy sometimes to put watts out into the headwind. So 38 km an hour, the first one a bit less of a headwind section, kind of around like a loop. Sounds the speed a bit higher. And then the last one was kind of on like a mostly climb, but with a few descents in. So you can see the average is only actually 2.6% gradient. So yeah, if you can call that climb. But the cadence a bit lower in 22. And just another quick point I'd like to illustrate here is just this last corner here, normalized power. This is average power, and just classic illustration there of how silly normalized power is. And that's actually a watt lower than the average, because I did 500 watts for last minute. Just remember the average power going from like 4.9 to 412. So yeah, we can do another video discussing why normalized power is just some imaginary organized invented algorithm that we could just come up with one now that is similarly arbitrary, more or less. So that was felt pretty good on that, really in control. Kind of at times could focus on aero, but I wasn't going crazy with it because it's a new bike and it's a very long reach. So getting used to that. First time actually on a fast bike as well. I've been on like a cyclocross bike all winter. So then let me draw your attention to this. This is the power curve, another feature that's much better on Cycling Analytics than any other platform I've seen. So you can see this green line. We can get, how often is a race in training, an effort in training in a race, whatever, exactly some, perfect number. So if we want to see my 59 minute 30 second power, my 46 second power from the ride, then the green, you compare that green line, which is for the day, with the blue yellow line for the month, and the red for all time. And then obviously when they overlap, that means you've done, so here we've got an overlap, that means it's the best all time for 22 minutes there, because I've never done a longer effort, the new threshold. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so that was a 6-hour day with 5,145 kilojoules and 2x20, 1x20, 2 minutes, around about 95% of the threshold, is from what I'd say, roughly. So yeah, that was finishing a bit later in the day. But what I kind of want to illustrate to you now, so that was the 23rd of February. If we go back to February, so you navigate to there, the 24th. So my energy expenditure that day, you think, is actually about 7,700 calories. So running into the next day, I was actually trying to lose a bit of weight at this point. So I was in a close to 1,500 calorie deficit. But what people don't realise is that acutely, one day to the next, what's actually going to affect your performance is not an energy deficit. Is actually the size of your glycogen stores. So because my energy expenditure is so high, I could still eat 12, probably 14, 16 grams per kilo carbohydrate that day and still be in that deficit. So running into the next day, I still think, because I finished the ride so late, my glycogen wasn't super compensated, but my blood volume was so high, my fitness acutely so high, and I find those kind of sweet spot efforts, because I hadn't actually done before that, I hadn't actually done a good intensity session for a while, so it actually served really well to kind of activate all the relevant aerobic pathways and all the motor units without overly fatiguing them. It was kind of like a sort of 7 out of 10 RPE session, that. So we go out the next day, and with all those carbs, I've at least managed to kind of get my glycogen stores somewhere decent, not super compensated, but at least sort of back to a good baseline. So I just felt like I had absolute motor in my legs this day, and we go out, and I knew I kind of wanted to get another good session this week before the end of the block. So I thought I'd never done a 10-minute all out, and I've got a nice good climb for that, whereas I don't have kind of a good climb for longer effort. So I just gave it 10 minutes and just sort of experimented a bit, and I did 473 watts, and I felt really quite in control to do that. It was then kind of I realised that it did actually take a bit out of me, and I didn't have much glycogen left, but wanted to make a bit of a session out of it, so we gave it another 3-minute effort at 547, 4 minutes at 487, and then 3 minutes at 521 on you can see really grinding it out there, 69 RPM. Didn't have much left at that point, much glycogen or and then that ride was 7 hours 40, 5,710 kilojoules. So that was the last ride of that block, but really encouraging. And I think in the legs there could be around, if I hit that fresh, at least I think 490 watts. So really encouraging progress, because I think before that VO2 block I just there's no way I could have done that. I remember seems like not that long ago, 490 watts for 5 minutes was a good effort. So that was really encouraging.
Mais bien sûr, le cyclisme c'est dur et parfois, quand on a beaucoup de problèmes, c'est utile pour souvenir comme tu as les forces et ton fortitude. Parce que je crois qu'avec mon puissance comme ça, c'est bien possible pour passer professionnel. Mon poids pour les courses, normalement c'est entre 68, 69. Quand j'ai gagné les championships de Pays de Galles, c'était 67,7. Parce que j'ai réduit la fibre dans les jours avant. Alors aussi, mon route de sel, c'est très baissé. Alors, je suis très aéro aussi. Alors, pour puissance proche à 500 watts pour 10 minutes, je crois que si je peux être très optimisé sur le chrono, je peux aller très vite. Mais alors, oui, c'est important pour moi pour souvenir ça. So, just saying in French that I've had a lot of problems with my team, and the last month or so. So yes, just sometimes it's important. Just remember to myself that with sort of 10-minute power, like around about the 490. I think it could be 490 watts. And, I mean, I might go and test it next month once I got over this cold. But and then my race weight's normally, like last year, around 69 kilos. Got to trim down a bit back to that. But I think it's World Tour watts, and if I can just line everything else, I'd like to think I can get there. So if you want to support me, if you could help fund a TT bike for the rest of the race, rest of the season with my new team, because I've just moved team mid-season. That would be fantastic. If you want to be coached by me, please get in touch, because I've got some spare coaching slots. Si tu parles français, je peux parler français aussi. Maintenant, je n'aime pas rien des clients qui parlent français, mais pour les clients français, je peux commencer avec une prime moins haute, parce que je compris que mon langue est un peu plus faible. Peut-être c'est plus difficile pour commencer, mais j'ai besoin de commencer pour voir si ça marche ou non. Alors, à tout à l'heure, l'internet. Au revoir, à la prochaine.